Welcome back to another file handling tutorial using the C programming language. In this video, we will talk about the fprintf function. Similar to the printf function, we can use this function in order to write data to the files. So here we will see how we can use it. Now, if we talk about the syntax of this function, it will look something like this. Here, the name is fprintf. We have to provide the file stream, the file pointer to which we want to write the data. And then just like the printf function, we have to format the data that we want to display. And then if we use any placeholders, then we have to provide the values. If we talk about the return value of this fprintf, then it will return the number of characters it has successfully written on the file stream. If any error occurs, then it will return a negative number. So let us see how we can use this in our program. So what I have done is I have used the fopen function in order to open the output.txt in writing mode. And then we are checking whether the file has been opened successfully or not. If the file is not opened, then we are terminating the program. If the file is opened, then what we can do is we can use this fprintf and we can write data to the file. So first we have to provide the file pointer or the file stream to which we want to write. So here it is available in this fp file pointer, and then we have to provide the data that we want to write to the file stream. So here we can format it just like the way we can do in the printf function. So here, for the example purpose, I'm going to say hello world, a simple, text. And if you use the same thing using the printf function, it will display it on the screen. But here it will write that to the file. So if I save this program and if I run this, then nothing happens in the terminal. But if I open up the output.txt, that is the file that we have opened here in order for writing, then we can see the content that we have written to the file. Now here, what we can do is we can format the data just like the way we do using the printf. For example, I can say age %d, name %s. And then we can provide the values for these placeholders that we have used. And the values can be from the variables or we can directly specify them here. So I'm going to directly specify them. I'm going to enter a number and then I'm going to enter my name. And now if I save the program and if I run this, again, nothing happens on the terminal. But if I open up the output.txt, you guys can see the content is available in this file. Now, if we talk about the return value, this function returns the number of characters it has successfully written. So here I'm going to use a variable just to demonstrate this. I'm going to call it as result. And I will initialize this with a value of, let us say -1. And then I'm going to store the return value in this result variable. And then finally, we will use the printf and we will display the result on the screen. So it will be result %d, and here I'm going to refer the result variable. So now I'm going to save this program and I'm going to run this. And now we can see result is 21. So that means that this function has written 21 characters to the file. So let us see. So it has written 21 characters. You have to include the spaces while counting. So the last thing that we're going to see here is with this fprintf function, we are providing the file pointer to which we want to write data. And we can use this fprintf function to display the data on the terminal also. How we can do that? For that, here I'm going to use the fprintf instead of the printf. And then here we have to provide the file stream. I will provide standard output or stdout as the file stream. So when we open up a program, we have 3 file streams available: standard input, standard output, and standard error. So here, instead of specifying a file, just like the way we have done here in the first statement, we are providing the standard output as the file on which we want to write. So now if I save this program and if I run this, nothing special happens. Just like the previous run, we get result :21 on the screen. And now the result is displayed here by using the fprintf function. Now, if we talk about the printf function, printf function is nothing but the fprintf function with the file stream pointing to the standard output. And in the previous tutorial, we have talked about the fscanf function. Again, in that function also, instead of specifying our own file, if you want, we can specify standard input, that is stdin. So if you do that, the fscanf function can take the input from the keyboard, just like the scanf function. So the scanf function is nothing but the fscanf function with the file stream pointing to the standard input. And we're going to talk about this standard input, standard output, and standard error in a separate video. And this is it for this particular video. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. If you have anything to say, write that in the comment box. For more tutorials, subscribe to the channel.